What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun, and joining me through the power of the internet is my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
What do you want?
Look, I was wondering, do you want to talk about a hero or zero with me?
Fine.
Just doing a little ring around here.
Yeah, just trying to find some people.
Just trying to get a team together.
just really quickly, how far down the list was I before we got to me?
I mean, I put a Z in front of your name on my phone, so when I scroll through my contacts, very last.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's quite low. That is quite low.
That's true, Connor.
I've been to talk to you about that. My name is just Conor. It's a C. Like, it's not a Z. Or a Z, depending on where you're from.
This is embarrassing.
It is. So, my mom even turned it. That's so fucking weird.
I know. So, let me see if I'm getting this right. Conor.
Yeah. Yes.
What is Hero or Zero all about?
Well, Hero or Zero, Zon, is that we go one comic book character every single week, and we go through the good points and the bad points. Normally you do Marvel, I do DC. We just kind of give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character, and then just kind of in a bite-sized chunk, so that if you like what you hear, you can kind of go back and read different comics of that character, and maybe find something you like even more. For example, Booster Gold, which is an episode we did ages ago, just randomly popped into my head. And
very good episode.
I really like that character, but I didn't know anything about him before I did the report, and now I've gone back and read like loads of his comic books. So what I'm saying to you, Shaun, is this episode is your week. Yep. So at the end of this episode, I want you to have me so engaged in a character that I spend my hard-earned money on comic books.
Okay, I don't know if that'll happen, but...
No, that's the stakes.
Okay, well, then I have a question for you, Conor.
Okay.
What is my favourite type of comic book character to report on?
Oh, Jesus. Your favourite comic book character to report on is Marvel Cosmic Bullshit. That's a close second. Oh!
But my favourite Marvel character to report on are the ones that have spheres for heads.
Oh, fuck, I forgot the sphere heads.
We've had 8-Ball. We've had the Orb twice. We've had Mysterio.
And this is only funny because all those characters are terrible, first of all. Mysterio I'll give you, but the other two are awful. But also, when I specifically asked you, what are your favourite 3 Hero Zeros you've ever done, you immediately jumped to them 3. And you've done really important, really interesting characters, but no, the 3 lads that just have big balls on their heads is really what caught your eye.
It's the SH cinematic universe, the spiritual head cinematic universe.
Only you watch it.
Yeah, well, look, that's all they need. That's all we need. So, for reference, this entire report, I need you to picture a very sexy lady with a red ball for a head.
I'm already there. I was there before you even started that sentence.
That's your default thought.
That's my default thoughts.
So then, let me report on Ruby Thursday.
Ruby Thursday. Okay, sounds like a detective from like a kid's novel.
That's pretty good. It's also similar to a Rolling Stones song, Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. That's probably the more obvious reference.
That's probably where it comes from. So, Thursday Rubenstein was a scientist and doctor who replaced her head with organic circuitry.
Sorry, can I just read... I'm sorry for interrupting, but
There's
you
a lot
said
to unpack.
Her hero name or villain name was Ruby Thursday.
Yeah.
And her actual name is Thursday Rubenstein.
Indeed, yes.
Okay, and we all everyone listening to this, everyone just take a moment and imagine you having a child and thinking, my second name is Rubenstein, we'll call this one Thursday. I've nailed this. This child is perfect.
What else could go wrong?
Child services need to be called, is what I'm saying, Shaun. But what the classic, they take their first and second name, just switch them around. What can you do?
Oh, Jesus, that'll do now. That'll sort me right out.
We've nailed it.
She also, learning about this character has unlocked a whole world of just fucking off-the-wall villains that I'm seeking to cover in the future.
Oh no, this has opened up more doors for you to just ruin my days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, she replaced her head with organic circuitry and was shunned by a society that was disgusted by her.
She replaced her head?
Yeah, as in, like, she put her consciousness into some organic circuitry, which is just a term you have to be on board with.
Yeah.
And it's shaped like a red sphere.
Right. I see. When you said replaced her head, I just thought like she chopped off her own head, and in the 10 seconds that she had, she attached the other one.
Just plopped it right straight on.
And in my head, she plops it and then twists it slightly, and it just locks in.
It's like putting in one of the old school light bulbs.
Perfect. Locked in. Takes a while for it to light up, though. It's one of those environmental ones.
Looks, it's better in the long run, saves money.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, equipping her head with offensive and defensive capabilities, Ruby turned to a life of crime. With the ultimate
this might
goal.
be the strongest start you've ever had to a character. I'm
it great?
fascinated. Those first 3 lines are ridiculous.
We're straight in with it. So she took the name Ruby Thursday and had the ultimate goal of replacing everyone's head with similar organic circuitry.
Why?
I don't know.
To what end?
Because she was shunned. She's a little bit. You know the lizard in Amazing Spider-Man? How he's just like, everyone needs to be a lizard. Lizards are perfect. She's like that, but with red spheres for a head.
I mean, in that movie it does make no sense because he keeps turning back into a human, and ultimately his plan is to hit everyone with the same infection he has, which then eventually turns everyone back into humans after 24 hours anyway. So
but hopefully it would stick with like 2 people.
Yeah, but this way is probably a lot more permanent if you're chopping people's heads off. No, she's putting consciousness into metal balls and then attaching that to their heads?
In a sense, yes.
Right.
They're organic circuitry.
Stop saying organic circuitry.
So
I don't know what that means.
No one does. So as Ruby Thursday, she joined a criminal group called the Headmen, alongside Gorilla Man, Shrunken Bones, and Chandu the Mystic.
This is the best report ever. I mean,
isn't this amazing?
This is great.
The quartet sought to rule the world and soon clashed with the Defenders. In their first encounter, Ruby almost single-handedly defeated all of the Defenders.
How?
Okay, you know the organic circuitry?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It rings a bell.
So that can reshape itself into anything. So it can reshape itself into like a regular head, or it can reshape itself into a big arrow that comes and hits you.
Everyone knows Iron Fist's biggest weakness is a big arrow.
It's the one thing you can't defeat.
It turns into one of those YouTube videos, big yellow arrow and red arrows everywhere.
Yeah, things you missed.
10 things you missed in this fight, and she's just beating Iron Fist to death.
So of course, after that, the Defenders came back and they defeated the Headmen. But later, the Headmen hired the Circus of Crime, which is not important who that is.
Did it ever come into a situation that they would be called the Head People?
No.
No.
Why would they do that, Conor?
Well, because Ruby is a female, and they're called the Headmen.
Nah, it's PC gone mad.
Yes, PC gone mad. No, I mean, there's only 3 of them. Just change it to Head People.
They were also joined by Mysterio.
Oh.
And together they all captured She-Hulk and tried to clone her body as the new host for the head of Chandu the Mystic. Chandu had lost his body.
You know when he just, where did I put keys, wallet, fucking body?
He can't even pat his pockets.
Yeah, he goes to pat his body and he's just like tapping the ground. Where did I put my body? Also, where are my hands? I have no body.
So, She-Hulk woke up and together with Spider-Man, the Headmen were defeated. The Headmen then sought Spider-Man's body for Chandu.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man... See the common team here.
Yeah, they just want to get a body for Chandu.
They just want bodies.
Yeah, and then Spider-Man and the Human Torch defeated them at that point.
Right, okay. So, at this point, Shaun, I'm expecting them to say maybe those plans were bad. Those plans have ended several times. Maybe we move on to something else.
Well, actually, Ruby goes off on her own for a bit here.
Oh, she's too big. She's too big now.
She's too big. She nearly single-handedly defeated the defenders at one point.
She's Gary Barlow from Take That. She's too big.
She's too big. She has a career all of her own.
She does.
So she went to Paris, and while in Paris, Ruby became romantically involved with a criminal data broker named Answer. But she broke his heart when she left him unexpectedly.
Oh, he didn't see that coming, but like it's a rough time. You know, when you fall in love with a woman with an organic circuitry on her head and she just leaves.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Now later, and this is a classic story. Later, she needed to get information from the Answer.
Oh, and I bet that was awkward. I'll tell you now, I'm predicting they might have a bit of awkwardness.
Yeah, and it was awkward, but she got the information. He was putty in her hands, Conor. And
why is that so weird to hear you say putty? Putty in her hands.
Putty in her hands.
Oh, he was. Are you trying to seduce me, weird organic head?
Because it's working.
It's working.
So she used the information to steal large amounts of money from AIM. However, AIM discovered her and hired Bullseye to assassinate her.
Also, we should make it clear that if you don't know who half these people are, there's literally no issue with that.
That's fine. AIM is an organisation, Bullseye's an assassin.
Just keep concentrating. Bullseye is Colin Farrell, but just keep concentrating on Ruby Thursday, what her opposite. Because half of these people, every single villain you said in that headman thing, I had no idea who they were until Mysterio turned up.
They're all nobodies until Mysterio.
Yeah, okay.
Well, actually, Chandu's a nobody.
Stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
Actually, speaking of nobody...
here we go.
Bullseye decapitated Ruby and killed her body. But the Answer secretly ensured her survival by keeping her round head as a memento.
Right, but wouldn't you kill the round head because that's the important bit? Like, her body's just a body, but the head bit is all the power, so Bullseye should probably get rid of the head.
I think what happened is she got decapitated and the head rolled away.
Oh, yeah, it's perfectly spherical, so it just kept rolling.
Just kept rolling. There's no friction at all.
No, not one bit. The big, strong gust of wind, that ended up in France.
So, it's like, do you remember Malcolm in the Middle, Dewey's hamster?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
We're too similar. So, perhaps by attaching her head to a clone body, Ruby regained her mobility. She evaded capture after the Civil War Superhuman Registration Act was passed, only to be apprehended later. Ruby and the Headmen soon appropriated a Doombot, which is a robot that Dr. Doom built to be his servant.
Right.
And they reprogrammed it to serve them. So now they have a killer robot on the Headmen team.
If anything, they needed more killer robots. I think, what does this team need? More robotics.
More robots and more organic circuitry.
Does anybody have any organic circuitry lying around, guys? I'm a bit out.
Now, and Conor, this next sentence is strange, but
because up to this point it's been normal.
Absolutely, but tell me if you remember this happening, because at one point the Heroes for Hire fought the Headmen.
I mean, it was a good battle. You died, sadly, but we got through it.
I got decapitated.
Yeah, you did. Your head just kept rolling, and I was too busy. I was like running after, like, no.
So the Doombot killed an Atlantean mercenary, but the Kung Fu master Shang-Chi savagely subdued the Headmen and dislodged Ruby's serious kung fu and dislodged Ruby's head with a kick.
Oh, a kick to the head is, you don't want that. To dislodge it, that has to be a strong kick.
Absolutely. Kicked her head clean off.
Oh no.
Eventually it was reattached to her body.
Don't worry about it.
So she was detained in a super prison called the Raft, where Wolverine and the teleporter known as Cloak busted her out to help them defeat a mysterious character called Romulus, who you don't need to know anything about. The crux of this story is that Ruby was the only one who could defeat Romulus.
Right. But I have a question for you, Shaun. How... I don't think I'd ever ask this question, but how many decapitations are too many before you should say stop? Maybe it's me.
She's on 3.
Yeah, she is.
So I think she's got a couple more before it's like, maybe just reattach your head.
Sellotape. Just sellotape it down. It's not going anywhere.
Bit of blue tack, lads.
Bit of blue tack. Stick that down. Don't worry about it. It'll go nowhere.
So after Ruby was freed from her cell, the guards locked the prison down and called in reinforcements in the form of Ares, the god of war.
That seems a bit of overkill.
Well, look, he was working for Norman Osborn at the time.
Oh, sorry. Fucking hell. This is so batshit insane, Shaun. Okay, right.
Yeah, this is like it's New York based, and so literally everyone in New York is here.
You're just skimming through every major comic character we've ever heard of from Marvel, one by one. They just turn
some
up.
that no one's heard of.
Yeah, they're always hanging out with somebody nobody's ever heard of. It's a twofer. You get Wolverine, then you get Clarke. You get Osborn, then you get Ares, the god of war, which, I mean, he's also in Wonder Woman. It's a very strange thing.
It's very weird. He's Professor Lupin.
Oh no.
So, although he was gravely injured, Clarke was able to teleport Ruby to a nearby shore, while Wolverine and Scar, who's the son of the Hulk, battled Ares.
Right.
You're with me.
I mean, you said Scar and I started thinking about Lion King, but I came back and I heard Son of Hulk and I was back in.
That's true. Now, he lives in the Savage Land, which is a prehistoric place in the middle of Antarctica.
Is this report genuinely you're just trying to confuse everyone? Is this the whole of Marvel?
But it's all hinged around this woman with a spear for a head.
Where in your life did you think that sentence would ever happen? It's like this. I mean, I know it's weird, but it's all hinged around a woman who has a sphere for a head, guys. How are we not on the same plate? Come on now.
So the savage pair narrowly escaped and were able to rendezvous with Clarke, only to learn that Ruby had been taken by Romulus.
Oh, fuck.
Romulus was able to persuade Ruby to turn against Wolverine and the others by threatening the life of her daughter. Seeing that Ruby was not going to cooperate with their plan, Clarke teleported her straight back into the Raft prison.
Oh, so she didn't get ahead in life, you could say.
Oh, very good. Mm-hmm. Now, it was later discovered that the answer, you remember from earlier, he's in love with Ruby?
Yeah, I remember him from a list of many names ago, yes.
He was the one who planned her escape and gave the information to Wolverine that oh no, she can stop this dude.
Oh, that's so sad though. Is he just still in love with her but she doesn't care?
He's simping hardcore, man. Yeah,
he's just being really, really nice. Maybe she'll fall back in love with me the nicer I am.
Yeah. I'm going to move on to her powers now.
Oh.
And this is a lot of... It's very vague where all of her powers come from and how exactly they work, but I'm just going to read out what I found.
Okay.
So, Ruby's head has somehow been replaced with a massive organic circuitry.
Does the word somehow actually exist in that sentence?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, for God's sake. Somehow. Just happened.
It's a malleable red plastic that can mimic all the proper functions of a human head, such as thinking, seeing, hearing, speaking, breathing and eating. But it also allows Ruby to exercise a number of powers.
Right.
So, her first power. She can extrude up to 8 tentacles from her head, each of which can elongate and constrict an opponent. She can form blunt or edged weapons on the ends of these tentacles for bludgeoning or sword play.
8? Why did they stop at 8? Surely just let her have 70.
Computers were all 8-bit at the time.
Yeah, it was 8. After that, she's too powerful. If it gets to 9, nobody will be able to stop her.
Thanos couldn't stop her.
Exactly.
She can also form other shapes and certain other colours with her head. With concentration, Ruby can disguise herself as a normal red-haired woman.
Right.
She can emit a huge sticky blanket or up to 20 projectiles at a time from her head. her head immediately replenishes its lost mass, presumably from an extra-dimensional source.
Presumably, somehow, we're just guessing.
Happens.
Just... Someone drew this character, was just like, wouldn't it be weird if we got some girl that just had a big ball on her head and just was super powerful? Yeah, cool. How does the power come from? Some super dimensional
another dimension.
Bullshit. I don't know, man. I'm just here to throw ideas out. You're the writer.
She can separate her head from her neck, and in this condition she can control both her head and body, albeit in a lesser capacity. Her head can fly fast enough to dodge some attacks.
Fucking hell. So, fly? How does it fly? Does it have like rockets, or does it just... Is this a floating ball?
You're not going to like the answer, Conor.
Oh,
it's organic circuitry.
For fuck's sake.
She can fire blasts of pure force from her head. If in contact with an individual, the head can generate amazing intensity energy of almost any type.
That literally, right? That sentence has lots of words, but it means fucking nothing.
It means nothing at all.
You said she can release lots of force, but force of what? First of all, like flames, water,
force.
Just force. And then what was the last sentence?
If in contact with an individual, the head can generate amazing intense energy of almost any type.
Amazing intense energy of just... You fill in the gaps. Any energy.
Any energy. Like heat. Sound.
What is
potential.
Yeah. Like, there's like so many energies, but she can do them all. And to a serious degree that would let you know you're in danger.
You're in bother here, lads.
Yeah.
And then she can cause her head to explode and reform.
From a different dimension.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She can make the magnitude of the explosion large enough to knock out durable human and humanoid creatures, such as the Hulk.
Knock them out?
Yeah.
So she can explode her head, knock out somebody, and then her head immediately grows back.
Yeah, and then she can make a big net and trap them.
Right. Right. Okay, let me just... Give me a second here. Okay, so in a battle... Would the first step not just be explode repeatedly? If you're going to keep coming back, why just go straight to self-destruct every single time?
Yeah, just throw her towards like the Hulk if he's on a rampage. Explode, he's done for.
Yeah. But every comic book starts, it's like the Power Rangers. She has to run through all of her previous powers before she gets to the Megazord.
Yeah, because she just doesn't like doing it.
Yeah, no, it's too powerful. You know when your head's able to explode and then grow back a second layer, that's just too powerful.
It's too powerful for one person. Speaking of power, her rating on the Marvel 1 to 7 power grid. So she has an intelligence of 6, strength of 2, speed of 2, durability of 4, energy projection of 3, and fighting skills of 3.
Intelligence of 6?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like, that's ridiculous intelligence.
Like,
and she's on a team of, like, nobody supervillains.
Yeah, like... My question is how... Well, I suppose the question answers itself. Why is she not more well-known? Because she's so batshit insane. It would be very hard... Like, you know when you bring someone who doesn't really like comic book movies, and, like, you bring him in and they're like, that's Iron Man. It's simple to explain. He's a rich dude, he's got a big... he made a robot, he gives him powers.
Yeah.
Then... Ruby Thursday comes on the screen, and you have to look around and go, right, you're going to have to sit down for this. Okay.
Like, this is a bit strange.
You see that head? Different dimension. Can make force. Don't ask me what. Any of them. Makes energy.
Whatever force you need, lads.
Whatever force you need. Also tentacles, but not 9, only 8.
Only 8, no more than 8.
Can make knives, can fly, can just do all sorts of stuff.
It's pretty ridiculous. Like, whatever. Like, she doesn't show up all that often because it's kind of a ridiculous character.
I never even knew she existed, but this is fascinating.
Like, if you read into it, like, it is interesting, and everything, like, that she's been involved in. She's been involved in a lot of comic stories, but never as, like, a main character.
Yeah. I think this is my favourite sphere-shaped character you've done.
Really?
Yes.
Better than the Orb?
I think... If you even have to ask that question, the answer is always yes. No matter what character it is, it's better than the orb. Yeah, the orb is... No. Who's worse? What's the man? The pool guy. 8-Ball.
8-Ball.
8-Ball's pretty bad.
I think he's pretty good.
No, his power is he's good at pool. I would like to see 8-Ball versus Ruby Thursday fight to the death.
Oh, Ruby has it. Like, no bother.
Yeah, no. Ruby would be able to beat, like, a lot of heroes.
Oh, yeah. Like, she's... Anyone, like, that's not enhanced with magic, or, I suppose, ridiculously mutated, is just... Like, she has him in any fight.
So what you're telling me is that Ruby Thursday is better than Captain America?
I'm saying it'll be a fair fight.
Fucking hell. Right. Jesus. That's so weird. Like, this character just exists, and I've never even heard of her.
And she's a cool character. Like, it's funny, it's dumb, but what's
her look like?
The epitome of comics. You what?
What's her look like?
What's her... Like, as in,
like, what's her? Yeah, what's the design on the character?
Oh, let me get a picture here. So we're talking boots that are also somehow pants.
Of course.
And then a bra that is also a big peaked collar. And then, like, elbow length purple gloves.
Yeah.
A gold... like necklace thing, but like vertical height on it is maybe 8 or 10 inches.
Yeah.
And then a big red sphere for a head.
I mean, that's a look. That is a look.
You'll see it for the Instagram post.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good one, I think. Oh my god. That's amazing. That character exists, and I would like to see a fight to the death between all of your sphere heads.
It's between her... Actually, no, she might just have it, do you know? Well, the new orb is ridiculous.
The new orb is a god, yes.
Yeah, so maybe that... Well, I don't know. She has all 8 tentacles on the go.
Yeah, all 8. It's easy to fight 7, but once it gets to 8, you're at nothing.
There's no one alive that could stop that.
Nobody. I think that's it for Hero Zero this week, Shaun.
I think so too. Do you want to take us out?
Yeah, I will indeed. So, first of all, we have a Patreon. If you would like to support the show, you can go there. Shaun, what is the page?
Patreon.com/heroesforhire podcast.
We have 3 different tiers. So we got $1, $2 and $5. If you give $5 a month, you get an extra episode, which is a Lazarus Pit episode, in which we go back and watch one old superhero movie, and we just kind of do a review on it. Now we'll see if it still holds up. So if you support the show that way, you will get access to all the previous Lazarus Pits we've already done. So that is Spider-Man 2, Batman Begins, and Fan 4 Stick. From 2015, so there's a bit of a catalogue there if you want to do that, but if you can't do that, that's completely fine. You can also support the show by going to iTunes, giving us a like and a review. That would really help us out. And what did you say this week? Tell more to everyone you know?
Tell literally everyone you know.
The usual phrase is just tell one human being that we exist, but this week I'll give you free rein. You can tell everyone. But only this week, if we catch you, it will be the death penalty. I didn't want to say it, but that's the thing.
And Conor will personally be enforcing that.
Okay.
Oh, he's loaded his shotgun.
I'm very good at Foley sounds, aren't I? It's lovely. It's like you're right there.
Sorry, Conor, there's a hot air balloon going overhead.
Honk, honk. Sorry, no, that's a truck hot air balloon. That's a different one.
For all the freight that's delivered by hot air balloon.
We all know. It just seems counterintuitive, but they seem to think it works. What can you do? It's more efficient. We also have a Twitter it's at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook Heroes for Hire Podcast, Instagram Heroes for Hire Podcast, and it's all in the description if you want to do any of that. And I think that's it, Shaun, for this week.
What a good week. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah. We'll be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, and next week with Weird News Wednesdays. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Shaun Lee.
And I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.